Okay, so this project, for this project, I primed the canvas in Burnt Sienna. I use Winsor & Newton Burnt Sienna. It's just because it's a bit more orangey. If you're using any other brand than Winsor & Newton and you want to use Burnt Sienna, I would suggest you add a bit of orange in your Burnt Sienna, or just prime it in orange, or a red or any color, because we're using a lot of blues because of the sea and the sky, and it'll be nice to have an opposite color on the color wheel for pre-wash, like for prime to prime the canvas in orange, because orange is opposite blue on the color wheel. All right, so for this project, I'm using white, phthalo blue. I'm using green shade, but you can use a red shade if you like. Cadmium yellow light, and yellow ochre and Naples yellow for the sand part. So this is a first layer. First layer, I'm going to use white, titanium white. I use titanium white. That's what I'm using. Phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a beautiful turquoisey color, but it is a strong color, so it should be used carefully. And before I do anything, I'm going to take masking tape, and I'm going to mask where the horizon line is, because I want a straight line there. And that helps keeping the line straight. I don't have to worry about it, and I just can paint easily. Right, okay, let's start. So the first layer is going to be white with phthalo blue. I'm going to keep my phthalo blue light, because I'm going to use different shades of blue in here. I'm going to go slowly darker and then lighter. So I think this color is good. See, this is acrylic, so it will dry darker. So I'm keeping an eye. I'm keeping a bit, I'm adding a bit more white because I know it's going to dry darker. Okay, let's put some water in here, a bit of water. All right. Okay, it's just very easy. Just put this color over. Anybody watching who's interested in doing this project, please let me know in the comments, and I will send you the reference. I'm going to get some kind of marks for the first layer. You can see the brush mark or marks on the canvas. That's okay. There's no problem. We'll do another layer later on. Just paint. Don't worry about that. Don't push your paint too hard in there. Slowly and softly. I'm not worried about the hat, but I'm trying to keep away from where where the hat is, so I don't have to redo all of this drawing. Just try to keep it clean here as much as possible. And I'm going to do this. So now I'm going to change from a wide brush a smaller brush. I'm still using a bright just because I have more control. And you can see I'm not worried about going over the drawing of the figure, because I can always fix that when I'm painting the figure itself. It's not a big deal. There. So we did the sky, and this is the first layer. Second layer, we might want to put some clouds, but before I do any of that, I'm going to continue working down with my colors. I'm just cleaning up a bit this section. I'm going to go down with my, you can see that the sky is not 100% complete, but that's okay. This is just the first layer. We can go over this one more time and it will be fine. And we'll put some clouds and eventually and see if we want to add anything in here. I'm keeping it very simple because really the focal point is the figure, not the sky and the background. Okay, now I'm going to remove my masking tape, and that is perfect. Now let's go down one more time. We're going to go down with the with our paint. This is a good size brush. It's number 6. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring more of the phthalo blue, and this color is going to be quite a bit darker. That's okay because I want it to be darker because I'm going to start highlighting down. So I'm going to do layer, this one here, one line, and the top, because I had before I put the masking tape, it's easier to follow this line and just go down slowly. If you see a bit of orange or a bit of the wash undertone under the priming showing through, that's okay. Don't try to cover completely. It's nice. It's nice to see this orange. Okay. Wet my brush a bit. Bring it down. Clean up a bit. It's easier for me to see what's happening. Okay. Now I'm going to add, clean my fingers from the blue. Now I'm going to add another layer, another line actually I should say, but I'm bringing in a bit of more white into that dark. So you can see this is light, medium, dark. And I'm going to come here, actually I'm going to go a bit light, darker. And I'm going to put one line with a flat brush or a bright brush. And it's nice if it looks a bit not too sharp and perfect, because water, even if it's far away, is not straight, especially the sea, because it's constantly moving. So if you find that you're doing this and you're getting a line that is not straight, keep it. Don't change it. Don't try to make it straight. That looks good. Okay, now I'm going to need wider brush again, bigger one. Put some lots of white in here. And let's bring in some phthalo blue. Perfect. Clean it. Mix it very well. Put some water, a bit of water in here to spread it. Good. So now it's like in between the sky color and the darks that I have. Let's try it. I think that's a good color. Good shade. So perfect. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. It's slightly darker than the sky. And it's going to go darker. Trying to get rid of the glare a bit from the light. Okay. I'm trying to clean up a bit the mess. Doesn't have to be, just because it's still wet now. But really, if you don't want to do that, no worries. That's the beauty of working with acrylics. Now, with a dry brush, just kind of make this part where I'm going to be transitioning colors right now after this stage. So I don't want a harsh line. Okay, let's do the other side. Let's make this part not, I mean, the most important part is, the most important thing to do right now is make sure that this, when we transition, there's no harsh line like this. Just make it kind of softer. You'll see in a minute why I'm doing this. Now, at this point, I'm going to put in cadmium yellow light. bit of more white in here, in the blue. Let's add some more white, make it a little bit lighter. And cadmium yellow light to make my color more on the green side, more white. Ah, that's a nice color. That's lovely. I always like to keep my first layer of colors darker than the last layer. So now I have this nice layer of, or color of seafoam green. I'm just going to bring in some blue in here. So the transition is not too strong from blue to green. Okay, that's better. Right, I'm going to go in and with the big brush that I have, I'm just going to press down and move your brush sideways. Some water in here. What I'm going to do is take a brush that is, even if it has a bit of water on it, that's no problem, but dry, kind of no paint on it, and just try to blend. See how the transition is soft and faint, so I don't have a sharp line in there. This is water. This is really, water is transparent, so really, you know, if you use harsh colors or harsh paint, I should say, thick, it's not going to look good. So try to keep your brush wet, kind of. Let's add a bit of blue in here too. See how beautiful this color is? I'm getting a very nice blue in here. I'm gonna, in a minute, what I'm gonna do is zoom in so you can see better what I'm doing.